What's up there, YouTube? My name is Carlos, man. Start my first ever video. A little bit nervous, you know what I'm saying? It's my first time doing this, but so it's the first time for everything. Now, with this particular topic, it's gonna be pretty short, but I'm gonna try to get to the point as much as possible. I wanted to talk because I'm a big NBA fan. I wanted to talk about the NBA's Mount Rushmore. Now, I understand that as of right now, most of the time, people would have Jordan, Magic, Kareem, because let's be honest, yeah, Will Chamberlain had 11 championships, but I mean, I think most people would just take away the fact that, well, he played in a weak era when there was only a few teams, you know what I mean? And he was only real big man back in the day, at least during those times in the 60s. Uh, Wilt Chamberlain destroyed everything when he came into the league, averaging one time he averaged 50 points, 25 rebounds, 2 or 3 block shots a game. Wilt Chamberlain was a beast. But just like how people will criticize LeBron, Wilt Chamberlain is not really that great in the finals. He's 2-4 in the finals. So he's won 2 but lost 4. So you got the Shaqs of the world, but let's be honest, everybody know Kareem, number 1 scorer ever in the NBA. Has the most unstoppable move, the sky hook. I mean, now I am 22 years old, and granted, I don't know much about the past, like the 40s or the 50-year-olds that know more about Bill Russell, but I'm pretty sure if you had to pick one big man, because it's not fair to put another big man in the Mount Rushmore, that's just my opinion. But if you had to pick out of all the big men in the game, a lot of people will go with Kareem. So that would be it. It would be MJ, Magic Johnson, Kareem, and it's always that last spot. Now, that last spot could be for a big man. It could be for Will Chamberlain. It could be for Bill Russell. And some people will throw Bill Russell in there because he has 11 championships. This is me personally. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for it if anybody see this video. There's only 3 people I believe that deserve that spot. Kobe, LeBron, and if I had to throw and one other person that I'm going to throw there that may be controversial, but I feel personally that deserves to be in there in the Hall of Fame, or not Hall of Fame, sorry, should be on NBA's Mount Rushmore. Whew. I believe it would go to Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan is arguably the best power forward ever in the NBA. In my personal opinion, I think he is, at least during my time. Karl Malone has the distinctive of being the second scoring NBA player in the NBA, but he has no rings. And Tim Duncan has 5. I mean, let's just be real with that. He has 5 quiet championships, but 5 championships nonetheless. And arguably, probably the best player of this generation, up there with Kobe. LeBron to me is up there in the 2010s to now. You know what I mean? So it would be between Kobe or Tim Duncan. My personal opinion, I believe that fourth spot, should be for LeBron. And here's why. Everybody's going to make the argument with Tim Duncan because obviously he is a big man being in there, and just like how I said, I don't think there should be multiple big men. If there was going to be a Mount Rushmore in NBA, it's kind of hard because there was a lot of big men back in the day who revolutionized the game, and big men were more as a face, you know what I mean? They were more of the give the ball to that person, he's the tallest one on the court, skilled, you know what I mean? They were the people that you go to. But then in the 80s and 90s, it began more guard dominant with Isaiah Thomas, Michael Jordan, obviously, James Worthy, Reggie Miller, I know I'm out of place, but I'm saying it was guard dominant during the 80s and 90s rather than the 60s and 70s, you know. So with Tim Duncan, I couldn't put him in there because we already have a big man in Kareem. I already said Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kareem. And it's not going by positions, but because I feel personally there shouldn't be another big man in there because of, you know, the rules back in the day and because there's already a big man in there. Then we have Kobe. I'll be the first to admit I am not a big Kobe fan. I'm not. I'm not a big Kobe fan at all. But I respect his game because he is unquestionably the next big thing since Jordan. Not LeBron, not Chris Paul, not Kevin Durant, and not Russell Westbrook. Kobe Bryant has been the predecessor to Air Jordan. But the reason why I wouldn't put Kobe in there is you have to think about it. Kobe is the exact replica of Michael Jordan. They're the same. The only thing with Jordan is that he's unblemished in the NBA Finals. Kobe has lost 2. But outside of that, and obviously Kobe has played with a dominant big man in Shaq. Now, Jordan played with Pippen. But when you think about it, Kobe had it a little bit easier during his time because he had somebody that can demand a double team. Make it a little bit easier on him to score his points or to get his points. Pippen wasn't really as of a scorer. He was like the LeBron of his time, just maybe less athletic, and obviously because Jordan was so great, Pippen couldn't take that shine off, couldn't take more of a scoring load off of Michael Jordan because he didn't need to. He played his role. So that's another reason why Michael Jordan is the greatest. But what I'm saying is that Kobe is the exact replica of Jordan. I think with the Mount Rushmore with those 3 people, it's a distinct difference. Magic Johnson was a great competitor. Good guy. Awesome passer. He was a killer on the court. He smiled at you, but he killed you with kindness. He could play 5 positions. 5. That was definitely an example. The first time when he came in as a rookie, when he went to the NBA Finals as a rookie, and when Kareem went down, he was asked to play the center position, and he played it, and he flourished. And all his time in his NBA career, beating the Celtics, his rival Larry Bird, breaking records, coming close to a triple-double one season, averaging a triple-double. Magic Johnson is a distinct of his own kind. He deserves to be in there in Mount Rushmore, in my opinion. This is all my opinion, obviously. There's no arguments with Jordan. I mean, what's the point of arguing Jordan? So I'm not going to even go there with that. And then Kareem. And I said the reasons about Kareem. Kobe, there's nothing distinctive different from him than Jordan, besides off-the-court issues. So I wouldn't want to put somebody in Mount Rushmore that has the same game as somebody that just did it better. Let's be honest. He did it better. With less help, per se, in terms of having an all-star caliber team. Which brings me to LeBron. Now, I am a LeBron. Now, I am wearing a Bulls hat. I'll always be a full Bulls fan to my heart. Because I remember my favorite squad, even though they didn't really win much games, was back when Kurt Heinrich, Ben Gordon, and Luol Deng, the big three role players, were actually a pretty good team. You know, with Tyrese Thomas and them. I was a Bulls fan around that time. And I still am today. And I'm so pissed off that Derrick Rose had to go to New York Knicks. And then we're stuck with a roster that's all over the place. I mean, glad Dwayne Wade's back, but I mean, really now. Rondo, Butler, no names at the 4 and the 5. I mean, come on now. But I am still a Bulls fan at heart. But the reason why I say LeBron James should be in there, LeBron is a distinctive animal on its own. LeBron James is 6'8", 250, 260. He came into the league with hype. And a lot of people that come into the league at number one pick hype don't tend to do that well. LeBron James scored 20-some points in his first game against Sacramento. From there, 3 years later, he went to the NBA Finals. He took a team that had Daniel Marshall, Delonte West. I can see the jokes right now. Boobie Gibson, Varejao, Ilgauskas. Players that I just named that most of them are not even in the league at the moment. He took them to the NBA Finals against the Spurs, and they lost. But it was impressive nonetheless of what he took. And then years went past, couldn't make it, went back, had that awful 2011 Finals. And then he went to Miami. Oh, sorry. He was already in Miami. And then he won against the Thunder, 4-1. Beat the Spurs next. And don't get me started with that Game 6 crap as far as, oh, he wouldn't have won without Ray Allen's three-pointer. People tend to forget that LeBron James, that team was down by 12 points going into the fourth quarter. If I'm right. They were down by double digits. And LeBron, with no headband, brought them back into the game. You got to have teammates to help you out. Look, I'll admit LeBron James has no clutch instincts. Or should I say he does not demand the ball when it comes to crunch time. But he makes the right play at the right time. And you have to have teammates to help you succeed. Same that Jordan had, same with Kobe. Jordan had Paxson, Jordan had Steve Kerr, Tony Kukoc. Kobe had Derek Fisher. Kobe had Robert Horry. Not always Michael Jordan and Kobe hit the last game-winning shot. Just letting you know. But we all know, then he goes back home to Cleveland. Now, I know he lost against the Spurs in a record margin. Then he went back to this is the greatness about him. The fact that he went back to Cleveland. He went back to Cleveland, where they had one of the worst records in the NBA. And he brings them to the finals. They lose. The next following year, with everybody being healthy, unlike last year when they lost against Golden State, they won after coming back from a 3-1 deficit that nobody has ever done in the NBA Finals, and against a team that won 73 games. Not many people in this modern day era has done something historical like that. Not many. LeBron James has one scoring title. He has 4 NBA Finals. Sorry, let me rephrase that. He has 4 NBA MVPs. He has 3 NBA Finals MVPs as well as 3 NBA championships. That's almost more than the majority of people that are in the Hall of Fame. Because not many people can say they have more than 4 or 5 championships. Not many. I'm talking about people that are in the Hall of Fame, not Robert Horry, not those guys. I'm talking strictly the Kareems, the Michael Jordans, the Bill Russells. Not many people have won the exact same amount of championships or more as them. Not many. I mean, Bird is considered one of the best ever. He only has 3. The same amount LeBron has. And people say Wilt is one of the best. And Wilt Chamberlain only has 2 championships. One less than LeBron. So this title thing is a little bit irrelevant when you judge the career of some of these athletes, especially LeBron. If you're going to put a Wilt Chamberlain in there, or if you're going to put a, who else you will put in there? If you're going to put a Larry Bird in there, They don't. They LeBron James has just as much more championships and just as much more accomplishments as those guys. So to sum it all up, LeBron James, looking at his resume, because we judge resumes well, I believe he should be in Mount Rushmore. Simply put, because of the accomplishment he's made, the historical performances back in Boston, where he scored 45 points against a team where if he would have lost that game against the Celtics, if he would have lost that game, then the big three would have been broken up, and then that get together in Miami would have been a complete failure. Or even before that, when he scored 25, if I believe 25 straight points in the fourth quarter against the Detroit Pistons. Took a young team to the NBA Finals. I mean, what more can you ask for him? And now beating the Golden State Warriors, prohibitive favorites, a 73-win team, and come back from a 3-1 deficit. I would make the case that LeBron James, even as of right now, has had a better career. Maybe not as a champion, but as impactful as he was, or still is, because he's still playing. He has had much more of a career than Bill Russell. I'm sorry to say that. I feel like Bill Russell is one of the greatest because his accomplishment will most likely never be reached. He has 11 championships. But the fact that the fact that Bill Russell is not the best player in the league, or if I brought off the argument and say, well, Bill Russell should be the best because he has 11 championships, and then I hear some of you people, especially Jordan fans, will say, no, that doesn't mean anything because he played in a weak era. But if I throw LeBron in there and I say, well, LeBron has a better career, or I feel like he's more deserving to be there over Bill Russell, then that argument comes in saying that, oh, well, he can't beat 11 championships. Bill Russell was the best at what he did. You see what I'm saying? So I guess to conclude this video, I guess I am coming off as a LeBron fan, because I am. I'll admit it, I am. But I feel personally, I'm not biased. I'm not biased at all. But I feel that if you had to put a Mount Rushmore in there, as of right now, it would be Michael Jordan, Kareem, Magic Johnson, and LeBron James. That would be my 5 on my that would be my 4 on my Mount Rushmore. So, if you disagree with me or agree with me, put it in the comments. Let me know what's up. Next video, I'm going to be talking about the state of the NBA right now. But subscribe. My name is Carlos, man. And peace out.